A marriage ceremony opens the tale. All the gods and goddesses, with the exception of Eris, the goddess of discord, are invited to the marriage of the sea goddess Thetis. Infuriated, she hurls a golden apple into the gathering. The three goddesses each claim it for themselves, and Zeus, the king of the gods, chooses the Trojan prince Paris to sit as the judge because he is unwilling to get involved. The competition is won by the goddess of love, Aphrodite, who assures Paris that she will give him Helen, the most beautiful woman on earth. There is only one issue. Menelaus, the Greek city of Sparta's king, is already Helen's husband. On a state visit to Sparta, Paris, the prince of Troy, outrageously departs with Helen, the queen of Sparta, his host's wife. A massive army of Greek heroes is assembled by King Menelaus, the misled husband, in an attempt to bring Helen back and regain his honor. Agamemnon, the brother of Menelaus and king of the potent Greek city of Mycenae, is its leader. After setting up camp and laying siege to the city, the army sails to Troy. Nevertheless, Troy possesses sturdy walls, and for the course of 9 bloody years of warfare, the Trojans valiantly defend the city. Nonetheless, the Greeks are successful in their raids of nearby Trojan cities, capturing some of the occupants as prisoners. Among them is the young woman Briseis, an honor bestowed upon the Greek hero Achilles. In the 10th year of the Trojan War, dramatic events unfold, as told in Homer's Iliad. King Agamemnon, the leader of the Greek forces, seizes Briseis for himself. Furious, Achilles withdraws from battle, together with his troops. Achilles' mother, the sea goddess Thetis, asks Zeus to favor the Trojans for a while, so that Agamemnon will regret dishonoring her son. In the fighting that follows, the Trojans gain ground and are able to set up camp on the plain, alarmingly close to the Greek ships. Desperate to drive them back, Achilles' close friend Patroclus disguises himself in the armor of Achilles and leads the Greeks into battle, hoping to raise Greek morale and intimidate the Trojans. At first the plan works, but Patroclus is killed by the Trojan prince Hector. In a state of grief-stricken rage, desperate for vengeance against Hector, Achilles sets aside his quarrel with Agamemnon. Achilles returns to battle, wearing new armor brought by his mother. Victory once more favors the Greeks, and Achilles succeeds in killing Hector. Consumed by rage and grief, he does not allow Hector's body to be reclaimed by the Trojans for the customary funeral. Instead, he desecrates it by dragging it behind his chariot, as Hector's horrified family watch from the walls of Troy. Over the coming days, he repeatedly drags the body in the dust. But the gods take pity on Hector and his family, preserving Hector's body from damage and decay. The messenger god, Hermes, helps Hector's distraught father, Trojan King Priam, to enter the Greek camp secretly. He begs Achilles for the ransom of his son's body. Achilles' pitiless need for vengeance subsides and he agrees to Priam's request. It is an extraordinary, moving encounter which restores humanity to the hero and a sense of order to the world. The funeral of Hector can now take place. This point in the story is where the Iliad ends. Hector is dead, but the war goes on. Troy has not yet fallen and more allies come to the city's aid, some from far afield. With the help of Achilles, the Greeks defeat both the Amazons, female warriors led by their queen Penthesilea, and the Ethiopians under King Memnon. But Achilles knows that he is fated to die young, for his divine mother once foretold that he would have a short life if he stayed to fight at Troy. It is Paris, the Trojan prince whose abduction of Helen started the war, who kills Achilles. According to one version of the story, Achilles' divine mother tried to make him invulnerable to injury as a baby, dipping him into the waters of the river Styx. But she held him by one heel, the famous Achilles' heel, and this is the weak point where Paris hits him with an arrow, finally felling the great warrior. The Greeks finally win the war by an ingenious piece of deception dreamed up by the hero and king of Ithaca, Odysseus, famous for his cunning. They build a huge wooden horse and leave it outside the gates of Troy as an offering to the gods, while they pretend to give up battle and sail away. Secretly, though, they have assembled their best warriors inside. The Trojans fall for the trick, bring the horse into the city and celebrate their victory. But when night falls, the hidden Greeks creep out and open the gates to the rest of the army, which has sailed silently back to Troy. The city is sacked, the men and boys are brutally slain, including King Priam and Hector's little son Astyanax, and the women are taken captive. Troy has fallen. But there is still hope for the Trojan survival. Aeneas, the son of King Priam's cousin, escapes the city with his old father, his young son, and a band of Trojan refugees. Aeneas' story is told in Virgil's Aeneid. After the fall of Troy, the surviving heroes and their troops have little chance to enjoy their victory. The gods are angry because many Greeks committed sacrilegious atrocities during the sacking of Troy. Few Greeks reach their homes easily or live to enjoy their return. The most difficult, lengthy, and action-packed journey is that of Odysseus as told in Homer's Odyssey. He is forced to travel to the furthest reaches of the Mediterranean Sea, tormented by the sea god Poseidon. He is waylaid by storms, shipwreck, and a colorful crowd of strange beings and treacherous people, from the one-eyed giant Cyclops to the sirens with their mesmerizing song. Odysseus finally reaches his homeland, only to find his house besieged by suitors for the hand of his wife who had thought he would not survive his voyage. Yet after 10 years at sea, Odysseus also overcomes this final challenge. He kills the suitors and is reunited with his faithful wife, Penelope.